All right, welcome back to Barca Nation. Mustafa Janadu here in DC. I'm here with Saeed in Lagos. How are things going, Saeed?
Yeah, fine, fine. Good.
Okay, so we know Barcelona before the break, Flick said that the team had to become serious. That just because they're champions, they think they can take games easy and not take their opponents seriously. I don't think that was the case. Jamal said no. These guys are adults. They know what they're doing. I think the problem where they drew in their last match is just that they play a high line style pressing. It's very dangerous. It's very extreme. And if anything goes wrong, they're going to give up goals. And I think that part of Yamal being injured, and then also just having a bad day was what was been hurting them. But we've seen that with that team, with that high press, it's dangerous. And when you meet a team like I keep saying PSG, for example, they play a lot more dynamic than Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Whenever Barcelona plays Real Madrid doesn't press. They don't know how to handle the press, and they play very static. But when Barcelona meets a team that's very dynamic, that can counter, and it has very explosive midfield, they get in trouble. So now yesterday they won 6-0 against Valencia, and everything looked good. Kubasi did a very good job. Conde did a good job in the midfield. Who is it? Not Torres. Torres, no.
The
Torres was,
the two
yeah. They did a good
Ferran
job of
Torres
keeping,
and
yeah. He did a good job of initiating the press and kept the ball away from Valencia, and everything looked good. But we don't want to like start celebrating for Barca just because they had a 6-0 victory. This happens a lot in the Spanish league where when Real Madrid or Barcelona will destroy teams, but then when they get into tight games, it's another story. And especially with Barcelona, Barcelona can outscore anyone. But the problem is that they meet the wrong team, they'll give up just as many goals as they score. What were your thoughts on the game yesterday, Mr. Saeed?
yeah, as you have rightly said, Barcelona is still the team to beat because of the caliber of young players that they have right now, and they are playing as a team. I wouldn't lie to you. Even Lewandowski didn't start the match, and his presence was not actually felt. Even when he
Yeah,
now came in, he even
he
scored
scored
two
two
goals.
goals.
Even when he came in, you should know how highly pressed they are pressing Valencia. They hardly even allow them to even play their own tactics or
Did
whatsoever
you
it
see
is.
that goal
But
that he put into the right corner?
overall,
Did you see that goal he put into the
yeah.
right corner?
Overall, I think, I think what you said earlier, I think it might not even be possible because they are still going to beat a lot of teams silly this is with the way they are playing, with the crux of player and the kind of teamwork they are playing. They are bringing back the Barcelona style of play that we know, and it is working for them presently. If you allow them, just like you said, the only team that can actually beat them now is a team that is dynamic, that can counter them and that have players of sort like that can PSG and stuff. But
But
I want to meet Real Madrid. With this team of players, they are still going to beat this Real Madrid
no,
because
no,
Real
yeah,
Madrid is not yet. They are,
and Pedri's game has improved, has gotten better. Pedri was injured last year. With Pedri, then you've got Rafinha. Rafinha is unbelievable because Rafinha can actually play as a false nine. He can play on the
yeah,
left.
Rafinha is in very good form.
Yeah, he had a very good game and he changed. And even Rashford did well. One goal, he almost had an assist. He made a dangerous cross and
Played very well, sir. Like I'm impressed with his game.
yeah. And from what I saw from that game, Lewandowski scored from the middle. Um, what's his name also scored a goal from the middle. Rafinha scored, and Lopez scored from the middle. So it doesn't matter who they put into that center forward, not in the middle, I mean from the center. It doesn't matter who they put in that position, and they drift because even when Rafinha scored, even though he's supposed to be on the left, he scored it as a false nine. He was in that same positioning. Also, Lopez twice. So it just goes to show you that they have such a system that they can put anybody in that position and they score because they know each other and there's so much passing. And the work that their midfield is doing now is fantastic. The midfield with Pedri and who's the other guy?
But
Casado.
the difference will always be there when you have a top nine or a good nine.
Yeah.
Immediately Lewandowski comes in, the difference is felt.
Yeah, but even Lopez scored two goals at the beginning of the game too. Lopez scored the first goal. So yeah, so the thing is that this is going to make it easier. And once Lewandowski gets back in shape, this team is going to be very dangerous because they're going to have
Yeah,
Yamal,
very dangerous.
Yamal on
Very
the right.
dangerous. And they are going to go far. They are
Yeah,
going to go far this season. It's
and
still going to be a two-horse race. Madrid and Barcelona this is in the
Oh yeah,
Spanish league.
yeah. But I think that the problem with Real Madrid is they don't have the same team chemistry that Barcelona has. I mean,
Exactly. That's the point
they
I'm
don't
trying
have
to
the
make.
same
Yeah,
team chemistry.
that's why I think give Barcelona the edge over them. The
Yeah,
chemistry is not there yet.
I give them the edge. All right. Any last thoughts? Any last thoughts of the game? Did anything stand out for you? Oh, and Yamal was even in his street clothes watching the game, enjoying. Yamal didn't even have to play. You know, he was injured yesterday. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I think he crashed. Yeah, but the main point is that Hansi Flick will continue to live by the sword. And well, what I mean by live by the sword is that he's going to continue to live very, very dangerously. I'm talking about you. I think you crashed out for a second, Saeed. Are you back? Yeah. No, I think you can't hear me. Yeah, but he's living very dangerously with this high press. But when
Yeah,
it works,
I'm back. I'm back.
yeah. So very quickly, the reason the high press worked yesterday is because they held the ball for 72% of the game. So as long as they can have their central midfielder and Pedri, Casado and Pedri and the guys in the midfield, so long as they can hold the ball and keep it away from the opponents, then they can continue with this high press. But guys like Kaunde also did a very good job uh, of covering up for when there's a counterattack and things like that to avoid dangerous situations. Last thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, like you rightly
Kunde,
put
not
it.
Kaunde. Kunde. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, like the new crop, young crops of player Barcelona have right now. They're really the chemistry together is very great. So that's why this season they're going to go at least I'm tipping them to get to Champions League semi-final or even go all the way.
Yeah. And it starts tomorrow. Tomorrow Champions League starts. Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
head out. So say I'll see you later on this week after the first round of the match day one of Champions League. So have a good one. Enjoy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for having me. Subscribe and